Here's how you make caramelized onions. Caramelized onions right here. Make a pot look like that, bring it up to heat, give it some salt. I did 1 tablespoon per onion. It's probably a lot. We'll see what happens. You got to evaporate the water before it'll start to turn brown. But once you do that, the bottom of the pot should look brown like that. All that burnt is going to get mixed up into the onion right now. So I'm going to stir it around until the water from the onion cuts through the caramel and then picks it up off the pan and puts it onto the onion. I'll be back to you right after I stir all this up. It's really hard to do single-handed, so actually, I'm going to do it real time. Got pretty high heat going on here. It would boil water right now, so you just keep doing that. You want the onion, you're not using the fork to scrape it, you just want the onion to brush across the top of the caramel. And it'll pick it up. If it gets too sticky and it starts turning black on you, you're losing your caramel. So the goal right there is to put 2 tablespoons of water in it, and that will lift the caramel up right away, and then the water will evaporate off fairly quickly. But right now, the onion is so wet that it's picking it up for me, and I should be able to polish this pot clean off with just the water that's coming off the onion. But it's burning my fingers, so don't hurt yourself. It's hot steam. And in the end, this will be super sweet. I'll mix it with some rice, some guacamole, some potato wedges, a little bit of chicken or turkey or something like that, and some salsas and barbecue sauce, and boom, homegrown burrito, Alaskan style. Alright, so I'm going to keep doing this, but I'm going to use both hands, so I'll get back to you. Alright, so I just finished stirring the first one. I'll do it 2 or 3 times. I'll let the onion bake in there, and then the bottom of the pan will turn brown. Right now it's all silver. You can see that there's no brown in there, except for what's on the onion, but the bottom of the pan turns brown, and that's where your caramel's at. And then you lift that brown off the pan, that caramel off the pan, by mixing the onion over the top, and it's like a jelly sponge. That's what it's kind of like, and it picks the caramel up onto the sponge. The onion acts like a sponge and picks the caramel up onto it the more that you wipe it over the top of the pan. And that is how you get caramelized onions, baby. I'm telling you. Homegrown, brewed, you know what I'm saying. So here's the brown on the bottom of the pan that I've been talking about all this time. That stuff, that's the caramel. That's sweet juice, sweet burnt charred juice. And if you just brush the onion over the top of it like that, one way and then back the other, yeah, until it finally lifts it all up. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but if I move everything over again, it's looking a lot more silver than it did before. And that's because the onion picked up all that brown caramel. And that is how you caramelize onions, I found. So I've already got them caramelized. I'm just going to make them extra sweet by continuing this process again, maybe 2 more times. But some tricks that I learned: you can't stir it around. You can't keep stirring it around. You got to let it sit and burn. If you just check it right when, just put a little window in it like that, and look for the brown in the bottom of the pan or pot or whatever you're using. When you see that brown, get ready to go to work and start swirling it up. Soak it in to the onion. And then you got to let it sit again and burn over, so that the pan turns brown again. Check the window. And that'll be your 2nd, 3rd, 4th time. The more you do it, the more caramel you get. If you let it go too far, once it starts to turn brown, if you let it go too far, it'll burn. So you gotta pick it up every time. Pick it up. And after a certain point, you pick it up so many times, everything's already caramelized. No sugar in the onion is turning into caramel again. So now you're just gonna keep burning them. So I do it about 4 times, and then I'm done, and it's ready to eat. I hope that helps you guys out, so you don't have to go spend thousands of dollars at culinary school.